빈틈 사이 빛이 들어와 선물 같은 오늘 하루 터질 듯한 에너지 세상을 물들여봐 마음으로 꿈들이 피어올라 하늘 저 높이 우리의 여정 이제 시작이 아닌 날 아름다워 한길 넘어 잠든 나의 자아를 깨워 벽을 넘어 이 빛을 따라 너에게 run and run shining bright 태양보다 밝게 빛나 높이 날아가 손을 잡고 크게 소리쳐 망설일 필요 없어 달려 크게 소리쳐봐 내 가슴에 별을 담아서 하나를 떠오를 나만의 빛이에 팜팜팜 빛나 shining bright 하나 둘셋 모두 맘을 모아 변치 않아 우리 shining bright 힘들면 그때 잠시 눈을 감아봐 벽이란 세상이 만들어낸 신기루 하고 싶은 대로 맘이 가는 대로 빨라지는 심장 소리 팍팍팍 and 팍 난 나를 찾을 거야 알 수 없는 전율 쏟아지면 다들 준비 끝 그냥 앞으로 힘을 다해 나를 확 안아줘 내 마음속 빈틈 사이 빛이 들어와 선물 같은 오늘 하루 터질 듯한 에너지 세상을 물들여봐 마음으로 꿈들이 피어올라 하늘 저 높이 우리의 여정 이제 시작이 아닌 날 아름다워 한길 넘어 잠든 나의 자아를 깨워 벽을 넘어 이 빛을 따라 너에게 run and run shining bright 태양보다 밝게 빛나 높이 날아가 손을 잡고 크게 소리쳐 망설일 필요 없어 달려 크게 소리쳐봐 내 가슴에 별을 담아서 하나를 떠오를 나만의 빛이에 팜팜팜 빛나 shining bright 하나 둘셋 모두 맘을 모아 변치 않아 우리 shining bright 힘들면 그때 잠시 눈을 감아봐 벽이란 세상이 만들어낸 신기루 하고 싶은 대로 맘이 가는 대로 빨라지는 심장 소리 팍팍팍 and 팍난 나를 찾을 거야 알 수 없는 전율 쏟아지면 다들 준비 끝 그냥 앞으로 힘을 다해 나를 확 안아줘 한길 넘어 잠든 나의 자아를 깨워 벽을 넘어 이 빛을 따라 너에게 run and run shining bright 태양보다 밝게 빛나 높이 날아가
Right. I think I might be audible now. It would be interesting to know if I'm intelligible. Right, excellent. I've stolen Gareth's microphone. Yes, borrowed Gareth's microphone and fiddled it to what is probably the correct volume level. Oh, right, well I can turn...
It's coming from CK thing.
What? No, we're not capturing outward audio. I can't remember what level I usually set things to. Is that better? Yeah, Verity, I might need to move the microphone a bit so it's less good for picking me up and more good for picking Verity up. Don't worry, right, yes. I think I'm now at about the level that I usually tune the, or actually no, I should go up a bit. This thing doesn't seem to be peaky as my built-in microphone. Anyway, stop blithering about audio technology and get back to the game bit. So, where were we? We are still Queen Gerhild, the Sword of God, Queen of Jerusalem, ruler of quite a lot of the Middle East, but not as much as she'd like to be. 48 years old, not immortal, but her heir is Princess Antsa, who will also be a pretty decent crusading queen, albeit not quite as decent as Gerhild. Right, I have a... Ooh, Ben, you appear to be clipping. Okay, let's... I wonder if that might be at the wrong level. Let's poke some more buttons. If I switch that to there and then turn that down and then turn that up, which is more or less what I did in order to get myself to not clip horribly with the built-in microphone. Does that behave better? Right. Okay. Yes, that's a bit of faffing around, but yes, I think that's probably in the right state now.
Behave better, but we'll go too much sideways, not enough up, I think.
What? Oh, no, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Stop it, Ben. Otherwise you'll accidentally disconnect something. Right, and now we're back again. So, right, stop pressing the wrong buttons, Harris. So what's she doing now? I have no memory of where we are. Well, I mean, I know where we are. I have no memory of where we want to go next. So let's have a look at what's going on. Queen Gerhild is currently not significantly annoying her vassals. She is not over her domain limit. She does have a mildly dangerous elective succession faction, which will want a bit of squashing. She doesn't currently have a designated regent. She is not currently at war. So let's find those dangerous factions. So we have the Duke of Palmyra, who is a bit grumpy, largely because he wants the Kingdom of Syria and he can't have it. So he's probably, yeah, someone we want to cheer up. Count of Amman, who is going to be less powerful, being a mere count and quite likes us. And the Duke of Ascalon, who is who also quite likes us. So I think we should do something about the Duke of Palmyra. So let's send this guy to Palmyra instead of Ascalon. Right, we apparently want a designated regent. Well, sorry, let's give it to the Duke of Palmyra. It's not like he should be necessary, but that'll make him happier. Right. So our kind of goal is that we want to own all of this land so that we can create the empire of Outremer. I observe that some of it is controlled by a revolt of the Byzantine Empire, but it is a revolt that has 16.7 thousand troops, which is at present enough to be scary, mostly because Gerhild's domain levies are hugely depleted. She also has precious little money. So she probably doesn't want to be doing very much at the moment, while letting those recover. So yes, I'm trying to take over the entire Middle East. Right, okay. Why have I invited Euphrosyne Malenos to my court, I wonder? Does she have a claim on something interesting? Right, she has a weak claim on the Duchy of Cappadocia, yes, which might be useful. And the interesting thing is that now that I have cognatic succession, I can appoint women to counties, which means that all these lovely unpopular female claimants can become useful. I mean, she is a lunatic, but I'm sure we can still find a use for her if we are in a position where a weak claim on the Duchy of Cappadocia would be pressable. So where is the Duchy of Cappadocia? Why would I want a weak claim on the Duchy of Cappadocia? Well, it's kind of complicated, as I recall. So actually, yes. So the Duchy of Cappadocia is actually part of the Byzantine revolt at the moment, and I would quite like to take it off them because it includes some land that I want. So thus, if it were possible at the moment to press a claim against it, which I don't think it is because there is no war in respect of it, or rather, at least the current Duke isn't at war, which would, I think any war over the duchy would involve him, and it's currently held by an adult male. I don't think we can actually unless she's second or third in line to inherit it, which she isn't. I don't think we can actually press that claim, so we may as well not bother landing her at the moment. We might just quickly see if there are any better claimants who'd like to join our court. He doesn't have a strong claim. He doesn't have a strong claim, so no. Which is a pity, because it would be nice to get that land. Are the Najadids still at war with the Byzantine Empire? No, the Najadids won that recent war, I think. So that means the Najadids are probably weak, but not in danger of losing any territory that I don't want them to lose. They're attacking. That's probably not. No. I'm going to do this by duchy holy warring, probably. I do have a claim on this little county down here. Oh, there's a separate Najadid revolt, is there? Right. That means we can safely declare war on them and not end up with a truce with the Najadids. No, not end up with a truce with the Najadids, because that's that claim. Okay, there are two Najadid revolts, I think, or is he? No, that's the Ziyadid. Okay, no, there's one Ziyadid revolt. It just spans both sides of the Red Sea. But oh, damn it! Right, I'm going to have to take Dhofar first just to get myself a foothold on that side of the world because I'm not currently close enough to that duchy. But I've got a claim on Dhofar. So I can go after Dhofar and then use that to get back to the Ziyadid revolt. And yes, I probably need to go. Well, how scary are the Najadids at the moment? Because I'm going to. They're scary. I'm going to have to go to the war with the Najadids quite a lot of times. But I think the Najadids are currently too scary. So I think instead I should. 11%. So yeah, I think I leave the Najadids for now while my domain levies recover a bit, and try to stomp into Dhofar, which will require a fairly small army, and then maybe the Ziyadid revolt, which will require a slightly bigger one. So let's assume that I can go to war with Dhofar reasonably. Because I have a lovely fabricated claim on Dhofar. Probably don't need to call in my mother for this one. So I'm going to need more troops than that, and more than that, and more than that. Oh, that's part of my domain though, isn't it? Yes, because that's part of that area labelled Jerusalem. Let's not use them. So I'm probably going to need an army from Outre Jourdain as well. Yeah, right, that'll be good enough. Let us assemble that lot there. Excellent. People are we're getting quite Catholic now in Jerusalem, at least the older bits of Jerusalem. So that's helpful. And we make sure that one has a, in a sense. So yeah, let's put in an organizer there to get that lot to arrive a bit quicker. And then we will march through the Ziyadid Emirate or whatever it is and the Ziyadid revolt and settle down in Dhofar. One of my factions has disbanded at least. Oh, what can I usurp? Emirate of Hijaz. Right, that was something I wanted to do, wasn't it? It only costs 100 gold, and I've got 200 gold now. Because I wanted to usurp that. And then grant it to the Prince Bishop of Mecca. And yeah, we'll grant him all the lower titles as well. That'll still leave us with a few counties we can grant to claimants if we need to, plus we're about to get another one. So he is now the Prince Archbishop of Hijaz. Okay, is that a religious thing? Not that I can see. I wonder why that happened.
Presumably to create the Empire of Tremere or whatever it is. You'll get a decision when you've got the...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Verity asks, when will I get a decision to create Outremer when I can? And the answer is yes. It's sitting there in my decisions thing, waiting for me to control enough territory. And at the moment, waiting for me to be at peace. But like that will happen a bit sooner than controlling the entirety of the relevant territory. Let's again make sure that we have an organiser to help us get this army to its destination quickly. There's a lot of stomping through deserts because I'm deliberately trying to get some territory that's a long way away. Maybe I should have gone by boat. Oh well.
You won't need to.
I'll be home then. The plan is to make Dhofar our home. Well, someone's home anyway. Tum-ty-tum-ty-tum. I'll turn up time a bit while we wait for these guys to get to their destination. Right. So it's desert. That's not very bad. I'm a desert expert anyway. We should make sure that worth putting Dane back in. Probably he's got a lot more. So we'll put Dane in on this side and Baldwin in on this side to compensate for the imbalance of the two sides. Obviously, Gerhild is charging down the centre as usual. No, she does just have Desert Expert and Cavalry Leader.
Well, she might have got something else eventually.
Yes. It's a long walk, this.
If you're really lucky, she'll get all of them.
Right, well that was a quicker battle than I'd expected. Right, we have 20% war score and we haven't even started besieging. Hello, Prince Archbishop Vela. He has declared the Hijazian holy war for Sanaa on the... Bloody hell, is that the Najadid Sultan? No, the Ziyadid Sultan, right? That's a perfectly sensible war to declare, yes.
The Ziyadids are occupied with a revolt.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Prince Archbishop Vela. Meanwhile, we will switch to a siege leader. Oh no, we already have a siege leader because Dane is a siege leader. And settle down and besiege. Our knowledge of tolerance in Azaka has increased to level 4. So there is now a bit of tedious sitting around and besieging Dhofar. Oh dear. Outbreak of disease has killed many of the besiegers. There are still enough of them though. After the army enters Salalah, any sense of discipline is lost and the men start to rob, burn and pillage. Well, I mean, last time, yes, I regained control of my army as a strong leader, and I mean, that seems like the best approach, really. So I've gained strong leader again, which is quite helpful. Queen Gerhild is in this respect not your typical crusader. Mecca is now Catholic. That's probably not very good for the moral authority of most Muslim religions. Right, that's another siege done. Hello, Simon. There's a new Count of Al-Mafraq, Count Gregorus, who inherited it from his father, who comprehensively dislikes Gerhild, largely because she's a woman. Tough. Also, he's the wrong religion, but he's not. He is our direct vassal. Oh, we're at war though, aren't we? We have to wait till we're at peace before we can force him to convert. And we might have to send him some money as well. Oh, we've got 100% war score. Right. So Gerhild is now Countess of Dhofar, and the former Count is now the Baron of Raisut, which is presumably in Dhofar. Yes.
Dismiss those troops. Ask with the person to convert and go to war with the roll. This time taking your troops there by sea.
Well, it's not. It's a lot closer. Everything's a bit closer now because I've got that, but that's not very helpful. So this guy will not currently convert because he doesn't like me. Let's try that. And then one important thing is don't go to war until he replies. Meanwhile, our weird little baron. Right, so I can revoke the mosque from him, and this will lower his opinion of me by 60. Since he's an infidel, only Sunni vassals will object. Well, I don't really want to have any Sunni vassals. So I think we replace him with one of our own. Oh, he might technically go to war with us if we do that. That would be annoying. Don't go to war with us. Not at least until I've had a reply from that guy I want to convert. Ah, he humbly accepts. Good. And he's become Catholic. So now we can appoint a new vassal there. Muhammad won't currently convert, but let's see if we can persuade him to. That's only 46. That might not be enough. No. I mean, we could try sending him alcohol, but I kind of feel that sending a Muslim alcohol in order to persuade them to become Christian. I mean, it might work. Look what you could have if only you joined us and became Catholic.
Fine vintages.
It will improve his opinion by 10. I suspect that 10 more isn't going to be enough. Yeah, we're going to need at least 20. I fear that he may have to stay Sunni for now. Unless I can think of some way. Well, why else does he dislike me? Oh, he dislikes me because I've revoked the other guy's title, and because I'm female and a foreigner and an infidel. So that he'll cheer up again in 5 years' time, right? We should remember that the mayor of Thamarit might want converting in 5 years' time, but frankly he'll die eventually, and then he'll probably be replaced by a Catholic. Right. True, he's busy off doing something else, someone else at the moment.
Yeah, but
he's in Azaka.
don't neglect that as a possibility, particularly when you're slightly short of cash.
He's currently trying to deal with the fact that we've got heretical Muslims.
Just do the sanity check that he hasn't accidentally
Become a heretical Muslim.
Well,
I will check, yes. Nah, still very Catholic, at least in public.
Good. Well, probably okay then.
I mean, right. So now I could probably sensibly declare war on the Najadids myself, since they're already busy dealing with my dealing with Prince Archbishop Vela. Yes. You mean since I'll be hostile to both anyway?
Yeah.
And
also check what it is the bishop's worried for.
And don't fight it. Don't go after the same thing. Yes. So he's going after Sana'a. We could also go for Taiz. So we would go for Taiz and Hadramaut. Sorry.
Very soon. And one girl's rattling noises on the street.
Right, so I'm now at war for both Hadramaut and Taiz. Let's get back to a sensible view. Let's see what troops we can raise from Archbishop Vela now. Prince Archbishop Vela. Some, but not enough.
Chiswick, French troops.
Yes. really want to use. Actually, maybe I can do this. Where, yeah. All a bit scrappy. Oh, they'll do. Still a bit short. I'm wondering if maybe I actually want to try calling in my sister. Sister, mother. Antioch has been converted. Adelheid di Spoleto, Duchess of Antioch, is now known as the Wise. Well, yes, I think the reason I keep thinking sister is precisely because of dream and death. Actually, let's send all of this lot to a convenient port. So that we don't spend quite so much time walking. Oh, you said, oh right, I've got a note from Pink Beast saying froze at thing and then, oh, it's back again. Right. Move them down to the coast and then they can meet the other army which will be arriving by sea. Looks like my sister's busy being at war with someone anyway. Sister, mother. Adalberta. I mean, the next monarch of Africa will be my brother, actually. Who's she at war with then?
Your mother, probably everybody.
She's also at war with the Najadids. Semien, which I think must be one of the bits on the African side.
You don't care about.
That I don't care about, yes. Still, that'll help to distract the Najadids.
Yeah.
Like, they're also at war with one of my vassals and their own revolt.
And your mother.
So I think they might possibly be a bit busy. Is that army actually moving? Yes, it is. Good.
Probably. I mean, I know it's new state.
It'll send them down the Red Sea to disembark here. Duchess Adelheid has declared war. Oh no, a holding war on someone else. Right? Yeah, that's fine. That's not going to make any difference to anyone. Oh, I think we may have lost our. Okay, that might be helpful. I honestly can't remember. Bishop Onlaf of Sin and his liege Duke Ossitel. The name Duke Ossitel certainly sounds familiar to me. I just hope it's not someone who's now my vassal. I'm embarrassing myself. Where are you? You're in Farama. I kind of suspect that he's somewhere completely useless. Oh no, you're there, right? Yes, that's excellent. Yes, please do cause all sorts of dissent there. We want to break that bit off Africa, preferably by means that don't piss off my mother. Good night, Steph. That's nice. I didn't know I was besieging anyone, or is someone besieging me? I don't know. We've increased our knowledge of majesty in Dhofar. Independence faction has disbanded. Our knowledge of cavalry in Dhofar has increased. And someone's trying to kill a random count. That's nice. Well, yeah, I suspect that YouTube's recommendations alongside a major religious war in the Middle East may not be the best at the moment. Right, where am I going then? Well, probably I just start by heading down here. I should probably go for the revolt first, shouldn't I? Because, on the other hand, the other guys are on the way, and it turns out to be a long walk. Oh, Adalberta, my mother has died. A natural death at age 72. Ownership of the lighthouse. I discovered this because the ownership of the lighthouse of Alexandria has changed. Transferred from Queen Adalberta to King Alaric. So, can I get an alliance with him on general principles? Maybe I should wait until we're not both in the middle of enormous wars. He, of course, is the one whom I didn't wish, whom I didn't wish to play, which is why I'm now Gerhild. And he is not a genius, and neither is his heir. How is he off for genius children in general? Surprisingly poorly, given his wife's a genius. Well, all right, Prince Norbert has finally turned out genius. Took a bit of effort. We should remember the existence of Prince Norbert, though. We might want him for some purpose once he's grown up. So, yes. Right, is that... Let's try to understand what's going on down here now that we've arrived. So that's Fedayeen and Najadid army, of which I am only at war with the Najadids. Let's just check. Both of these only give me one person I'm at war with. So that would probably... This is all mountains, isn't it? So I don't really want to get into battles where I can avoid it, unless I have a pretty overwhelming advantage. So I think I settle down here to besiege. Probably, yes. So let's stick Dane in. And comfortably besiege this place. If we spot this army moving, we might want to join them. Run time a bit faster because not much is going to happen. He says, spotting an incoming message. He's trying to kill some random count. Well, go on if you want. Oh, that's because you're the heir to the to that county. Don't think there's any reason why I particularly want you there. You're the heir to that county because you have no children. I think I must have created you. Yes. Old Amy is after Velaz. Wife is Countess Minu, who does have plenty of children because this is her second husband. But that doesn't help Count Vela, and so yes, our Prince Archbishop is currently trying to murder one of his vassals in order to get his land. Yeah, that may not be the best thing to have in a Prince Archbishop. Ah, my steward has collected a special tithe. Oh, I'm doing all right for money now. I should probably put my steward onto something else. Actually, let's just check. Am I building my... Is Gethsemane still being built? It is. It's 90% done. Might want to think about whether I want to build any extra add-ons for it. But I should get a free add-on when it completes. Quite like historical murals. I should probably buy an expensive add-on when it completes, of course, and the historical mural's cheap. There's an argument for buying the most expensive add-on, though it's like a tower, which feels a bit weird. Sadly, I can't build the Fountain of Youth because that would require me to be a mystic, and I'm not a mystic, despite my best efforts. I mean, it's not entirely surprising I've got an earworm of Shining Bright, because I often do. Oh dear, outbreak of disease in my camps. Right, we have dragged someone out of their hiding hole. Indeed, I think we may have dragged an awful lot of people out of their hiding holes. I think we may have 20 people we've just dragged out of their hiding holes. Right, and 2 of those are even helpful. Nazar Muzaffaradin and Abdul Ghaffar Muzaffaradin are both useful, and I should not accidentally release them. On the other hand, a dealer we can exchange for money. Oh yes, my court chaplain died, didn't he? Or left, or something. We need a new one. Ah, Vela's probably actually all right, and that'll make him happier. Oh, that's the wrong Vela. What? That's Bishop Vela, not not Prince Archbishop Vela. Okay, no, not worth making a random bishop our court chaplain, surely. He does have 18 learning, though, so he's not bad. Let's see what else we can find. My religion, willing to join my court. I think I still need men. Looks like it. Search the entire world. Sort by learning. Well, yeah, we can achieve 24 apparently. Any of these got really good claims? Don't think that's any use. I mean, I rather doubt anyone will have. And I suppose I could look for other Christians as well. think that's a useful duchy. Epirus is a useful duchy. Nah. I'm thinking there might be someone in the Byzantine Empire who'd be useful, but no, I think Lutbert's our best bet. No, I do not want to imprison the Prince Archbishop of Hijaz. Abdul Ghaffar is someone we should not release. Mul Sihidin is not one of my people I care about, though, is he? It's Nazar and Abdul Ghaffar. And let's have him proselytise in Dhofar, because then he might also fix the mayor. So the nice genius Gerhild, may you live in harmony and contentment, I accept paying your ransom. Thank you. Nazar, we don't want to ransom Nazar. Duchess Adelheid the Wise of Antioch has usurped the title Barony of Masyaf. Yes, there was a bunch of weird stuff going on up there where a load of small holdings, but not small holdings, were kind of owned by the wrong people, but it ended up not becoming part of my kingdom. I think some people say where you live in harmony and contentment because they like Queen Gerhild. They understand that that taking hostages is just a normal part of warfare. Don't think I've got any more we can ransom now, though. All right, because there's an offer from us under consideration. Sorry, yes. I mean, he does actually have a -16 opinion of us, slightly surprisingly. Rather amusingly, that's partly because he's cynical and we're zealous, even though in different religions. To the nice Queen Gerhild. Right, we have taken another thing. We did not get 15 tons of people into our dungeon that time. Yeah, Pinkme says, I mean, if I were a cynical Muslim there, I would not like a zealot better because they were a Christian zealot. Yes, yes, I suppose you have a point. Right, so we don't want to ransom Abdul Ghaffar. We don't want to ransom Nazar. Everyone else is apparently unransomable because because he has no interest in any of them. Oh well. But we can't actually demand religious conversions out of them because they're not formally our vassals, because they are somebody else's problem, even if that somebody else doesn't currently care about them. So another county is converted to Catholic, but it wasn't Dhofar, which is the one that we want to. There's an enormous African army marching around down there. Do I at least have a non-aggression pact with my brother? Brother dearest. Yeah, he has political concerns that say he doesn't want an alliance with us. That's a bit worrying. Thanks to my wise stewardship of Dhofar, the local thieves guild has been eradicated. That's good. It's good of the difficulties I'm having in my sieges here, but... Siege of Ib. Dear, the peasants have revolted in Jeddah. Well, they'll have to wait. I'm sure someone will be along to deal with them. Actually, can I raise any troops there? A few. We'll save them for now. Aha! The mayor of Thamarit has been converted to Catholicism, which was one of my reasons for sending my guy there. Mayor Muhammad of Thamarit is now a Catholic. Right, I don't think we can use that army just yet. Let's leave them dismissed for now, while we continue pushing things over here. Along with our vassal. Right, we should nip over to Hadramaut and get some land there, because we're now starting to lose war score as a result just of not holding it. I'll finish off this siege. Oh dear. Oh dear. I think one of my wars ended simply because the revolt ended. That's a pity. Oh well. Oh look, there's a small army marching along the coast. Let's go and meet them. Pope Marinus III has died, to be replaced by Pope Sergius IV, who is not the most exciting pope in the world. Well, I mean, kind of, maybe he is the most exciting pope in the world. It's not like there's a lot of choice. Now, I think Pope Sergius IV is indeed not the most exciting pope in the world. After some careful evaluation of the competition. Yeah, I don't think we care that he's going to have a defensive advantage. We're going to have a vast numerical advantage. The peasants of Dhofar are slowly starting to respect my rule again. I should never have let my treasury go negative. It's a long time since my treasury was negative, and in particular, it hasn't happened since long before I controlled Dhofar. Or is this actually that someone else's treasury was negative and they were pissed off with them? Seb asks, how many popes are there? Well, there's a pope and an anti-pope, so by some measures there are 0 popes. By a more accurate measure, there are 2 popes. Right, one, is he still in a faction? He is. Duke Dane is the only person in the elective succession faction, which frankly isn't that much of a problem, but do we ask him politely? He has terrible diplomacy, and we have terrible diplomacy too. Actually, we will do nothing for now. We should move you somewhere else. Mohammed Ban al-Farhat died under suspicious circumstances. I don't think we have any good use for that fact, though. Let's send my spy master somewhere else, because that faction is no longer really a problem. I would still quite like better castle infrastructure, which is best dealt with by going over there, which I think is a good place for him to go anyway. So let's do that. Yes, I'm aware we've been attacked in Hadramaut. Currently in the middle of a battle in which we are doing pretty well, despite having... oh, are we in the defensive position this time? I think we might be. Probably why things are going so well there. And there's another army turning up very shortly. Well, that will be entertaining. There seems to be a bit of a confusion over how much war score we have. All right, now we have 100% war score. I mean, I feel we should give this army a chance to get slaughtered as well. Since they've come all this way. Right, anyone else? Right, so yeah, that army should also go into my new territory. What, 21 messages? I was probably mostly releasing people from the gaining title. Oh no, it's mostly gaining titles. We have released a couple of people. Dear, we have a huge load of unhelpful people in our dungeons now. Most of whom almost certainly have no money. So possibly the best we can do with them is to insist that they all convert to Catholicism and then release them for the piety. Oh right, we don't get to choose. I fulfilled the ambition to build a great work. I apparently don't get to choose what the feature is. It just suddenly sprouts a tower for no good reason. So Gethsemane now has a tower, is a garden with a tower that can be seen from far away. Which was the most expensive option, most expensive upgrade that it could have. I mean, a historical mural is quite useful if I keep enough people of my dynasty around. And it's fairly cheap as well. I think we will add a historical mural to our garden. We will dismiss those armies. And then we will sort out all of this extra land we've gained. Queen Gerhild is 51 and has therefore gone grey. She now has an only slightly terrifying personal combat skill. So, I mean, ideally we would find someone to make Duke of Thais. And give them all this convenient land on the border, so that then they can go to war with the Najadids as well. So let us. I mean, presumably we could grant we can grant. Can we? Okay, we could invite our daughter to our court now that she's an adult, and she will come. In particular, because while she really liked her grandmother, she doesn't much like her uncle Alaric. So let's get her here, and then maybe we could grant her Thais as a place to continue stomping over the neighbours from. Oh, maybe we should deal with that revolt. I mean, in practical terms, that might actually be enough of an army if we've got really good commanders in it. But it would be embarrassing to lose to a revolt. So let's bring along a few more. Hooray! And Ansa has joined her mother in Jerusalem. Well, once we've dealt with this revolt, we'll grant her the Duchy of Thais. We have a new Count of Hebron. Possibly don't need to wait for those 14 camels to turn up. Medina has gone Catholic. Okay, the 14 camels will get there pretty quickly anyway. Right, Dhofar has been fully converted. Let's get him back up here, sorting out. "18 camels. We're reinforcing with camels. Actually, it's not strictly 18 camels. Strictly only 9 camels. Strictly only 8.469 camels, which is a particularly worrying number of camels. I'm pretty sure camels come in integers. Unless, in fact, the 0.469 of a camel is Seb's bottle of camel juice. Okay, they do get a bit of a fairly big bonus from the mountains, so this will still be a tough battle. What the hell war was that? Oh right, just revoking Negev, and he failed. Let's go and see again if we can get a an alliance with King Alarich. Nope. Far too many political concerns. I can't petition the Pope to allow me to invade Africa. And the Pope is very much disinclined to excommunicate my brother as well. Oh well. Just have to hope he doesn't come after us, really. Ah, well, the rebels were a bit disorganised. They were, in fact, a rabble of rowdy rebels. Right. The siege will evaporate soon anyway, I think. Oops, I've got 1,400 troops there I'm not doing anything with. Clear off 1,400 troops I'm not doing anything with. Right. So, I think we should now sort out getting our daughter landed if we can. Yes, we can. And we should grant her a duchy that doesn't exist yet, so we should create her a duchy. No, not Arabia. Taiz. Right, so slightly better headgear. She is now Duchess Ansa of Taiz. Yes, okay. Her husband is randomly a mayor over in Africa, just for confusion value. And sadly, young Ansa is not the most useful person in the world as an heir beyond old Ansa. So yeah, we'll see if she's see what turns out there. But Ansa now has her own. Old Ansa now has her own fief. I think means that should mostly evaporate. It's like I've handed all that over to Ansa unless I screwed up. Have I weirdly screwed up and ended up retaining a bunch of bishoprics I don't want? Yes. That's not what I meant at all. So that's the bishopric of Al-Majam and Muka. She's not some weird thing, is she? No. Religion. Why did these not get granted along with everything else? No, I definitely chose lower titles because you have to do that to be able to grant a duchy directly. Basically just picking every bishopric and checking that it lights up something over here in the right, roughly the right area. Right, that's now removed my wrong type of holding in domain warning, because now Ansa has them and she can work out what to do with them. Right, what I can't do with her is appoint her as a commander. We are not quite that in favour of equality. She can, of course, lead her own armies and probably will. Right, so Gerhild is back under her domain limit. She still doesn't have that many troops, though her domain is much smaller and it's fully recharged. So mostly now her problem is that her vassals are not entirely happy with her, and some of them are a bit depleted. I think it's more important to improve our diplomatic relations now, so I think I'm going to bring my Chancellor back to improve our relations with Outrejourdin. So meanwhile, presume that the remaining, we've still got the same emir, so we still have a truce with him, which we are not going to break. But hang on, was he 71 years old? But he is 71 years old. He's looking very good for 71. So probably there will be a new Sultan of the Najadids pretty shortly. Probably Sultan Jabir. And then we can go to war with them again. Meanwhile, Emir Nasruddin II, we could take that lot off him, and he's not very scary. Or do we still have 15 tons of people in our dungeons? Well, we can convert them and then free them for the piety. Not that we really need much piety. All right, they get released anyway if they accept. That's fine. It's a way to get them out. Except for her, as a child, we can't demand that she convert. So she'll have to stay here for a bit longer. And these two are not our vassals because the Emirate of Nefud still just about exists, and the Mulk-Aida Emirate similarly. So while we could execute them, which will really not upset anyone who matters, it seems impolite. Oh, I'm a commander down. Let's fix that. Anyone good around I can appoint? Not really, no. We have an adequacy of everything we might want. So let's just look for Men who will join my court. And say, well, Marsilio looks like he'll be all right. There are going to be lots of these messages. Seb asks, what are the small gold objects? Are they tiny troops? Which was probably a long time ago, and now I can't find them. Just appoint this guy as a commander. South of Najadid. So, do you mean these? Which are these are buildings of the like usual style you might get in Arabia, made of mud or something like mud, adobe. This is the shield that represents a who owns the territory. So yes, I think those are just the local style of building, of whatever you build things out of in this area. If we go far enough afield, I think they'll change colour depending on the local culture. And like you also see other things. So there's the House of Wisdom, for instance. And there's the lighthouse at Alexandria, and there's the Great Pyramid, and we might even be able to see our garden. Okay, I think rather perversely, the magnificent garden of Gethsemane looks rather like a building, which is kind of odd. I'm not sure that's really a garden. Can we find Petra? Petra similarly looks like precisely the same building. I think there may be a lack of models for Petra or the Magnificent Garden. Anyway, right, I've dealt with some of those messages now. We've released a bunch of people from our dungeon. Basically only one person left. Right, so I was going to take this place as well because this is just soft. Oh, he's actually got an ally. Yeah, who's not going to be a problem. Oh, I think that was actually a defensive pact that I just activated. Well, it's quite a small one. My daughter can't currently provide me with many troops. Happily, some of the other neighbours can oblige. Oh, everything's getting weirdly laggy. Recover, please. Thank you. Right, let's make sure that we have someone truly excellent there. because we may be getting into a rather unbalanced fight quite shortly. Indeed, I'm slightly wondering about dismiss. Now let's just haul everyone into that fight and see how they turn out. How it turns out. We've got a defensive advantage, but there are only 177 of us, and he is sending in 1,600 troops. No, actually, let's dismiss that army for now. Hold that one there until it's feeling a bit chirpier. Get that lot to join it. Actually, maybe we go to Medina instead. That way everyone will get together sooner. All right, you managed it that time. Good. Yes. Beakby says, sorry mate, we just got paid off. Go stick your spear in someone else. The Yazidi heresy has spread to Heil. This ugly weed must be rooted out. We'll only have the most orthodox of Muslims in our territory. Right, everyone is now up to full chirpiness. So once we've also got them in the same place, then they'll march into Heil and have a good fight. Yes, the enemy will have a small advantage. We have a lot more troops. Plus, we've got Gerhild, who is a desert expert, so she should do pretty well in the centre. Despite her age. See, Gerhild being spectacularly effective as usual. You're going there. There, I should raise the locals as well. Ah, he's got some allies just across the border. Well, that's nice for you. Revolting peasants. Moderately scary peasant revolt. And that should be enough troops if we temporarily get a hilt at the head of it. Oh, it looks like my rebels are not actually going to be a problem, because they're about to lose that battle quite swiftly. Right, good. Oh dear, bandits. You're trying to fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Jerusalem. Bah. Fabricating a claim on the Kingdom of Jerusalem, eh? Like, we can totally demand that he stop fabricating a claim on the Kingdom of Jerusalem. My kingdom, and you can't have it. Good. Are you guys going to try to besiege me again? I mean, like, wouldn't mind the extra war score from getting into another battle with you. Let's wait until your movement locked into Heil, and then I'll go and join you there. Which, because this is a desert, takes a long time. Okay, we actually completed that siege while we were waiting. The enemy army is going to be fairly big there. But really not a problem to rapidly defeat. Mafraq has been converted. I don't think that's the one I was trying to convert. Prince Archbishop Vela has had some fun with his siege. We have captured some random mayor. I presume that our war score is solely down to that huge battle. So we can perfectly well ransom him. before we finish the war. Right, now we will enforce our demands. Kapow! Right. So that's that part of the Duchy of Nefu under our control. And we could indeed create that as a duchy and grant it to someone, which is probably what I should do because that's the way I'm generally running this area. Have the Najadids got a new... Sultan Farouk, 73 years old, is still hanging on. So basically the only people we can go to holy wars with now are the Najadids. Duchy of Cappadocia is still not attackable with a weak claim. Right, let us choose... I'm just thinking she... Why is she... Oh, I was unpaused. Some things have happened. I mean, I don't really mind being unpaused. Good things generally happen just as time passes. I apparently need a new commander again. Oh dear, we've lost one of our siege leaders. Right. Well, this is still set up from the last time I looked for a commander, but... Best siege leader we can get is a 16. Well, that's a bit embarrassing. Oh well, better than nothing. So the only one of my siblings left alive is King Alaric. Sadly, most of his offspring are what? Cradle robber. Didn't know how you achieve that. Most of his offspring are not amazing. And she has spectacular diplomacy. I mean, she's not bad, actually. We can't invite her to our court. We can invite her husband. But he won't come because he really likes his liege. Pity, she might have almost been a reasonable... I mean, I suppose... Oh, right, her husband's a Dispoleto as well. Right, yes. She might have been a reasonable person to grant a duchy to. Problem is, these guys keep getting non-matrilineal betrothals to their for their daughters. Silly horse names. Norbert, yeah, is still only 12, so we can't drag him over here and grant him a duchy, probably. Yeah, what? I'm going in the wrong direction. Did any of my late siblings have useful offspring? Not really. Everyone seems to have been murdered. I mean, I suppose she is Tsarina of Bulgaria, and of course that means her children are not the correct dynasty either, right? So there aren't any reasonably close relatives I can grant this to. So I shall see if I can find a good relative nearby. Or not nearby. And the problem with inviting women is that they will tend to be in the wrong kind of marriage. Oh, she's in a matrilineal marriage. Gerberger's in a matrilineal marriage. She won't last very long. And then if we grant her a duchy, her successor is liable to be Siegfried, who is not that interesting. Magnus is a better age, in that he will last a little while, and he does have 14 martial, though pretty disastrous diplomacy. Hedvig is kind of reasonably well balanced, and like a decent age, and oh, her daughter would be good. I'm quite tempted to create the Duchy of Nefud and grant it and invite Hedvig di Spoleto to be the new Duchess of Nefud. Right, she's currently in the court of her very similar looking sister, interestingly. It's nice. Is she some random in my court? Yes. So this guy is going to become a not very good commander. And then we hope that a new Di Spoleto will turn up with her husband. Though not with their daughter Truda, because she is currently married to the Steward of Baden. That's fine. So now let's create the Duchy of Nefud. And grant it to our new arrival. He's not a better person, no. Include all lower titles, and will she turn out not to get all of them? No, that seems to have worked properly. The bishoprics have actually ended up in her possession. So Duchess Hedvig is now very happy with us because, well, she controls that entire area. So that should mean that once she can organise her armies a bit, she might help with holy warring neighbours. Though admittedly she could probably only holy war the Najadids, which would be a bit tricky for her. Unless they suddenly become bizarrely weak, which they haven't. I mean, technically we're stronger than the Najadids. They're engaged in a particularly tiny war. Yeah, we don't have a casus belli for him. He's quite weak. We should try to find a casus belli against the Holy Roman Revolt to work out a way to get that territory. Fairly swiftly. Let's see if we can fabricate a claim over there. That would be better than nothing. I've probably put him in the wrong place, haven't I? No, that's the right place. Then we can probably holy war Kurdistan. Do we want Kurdistan? What is the area we're actually after here? No, I put him in precisely the right place. We want Mosul and we don't want Kurdistan. So that county is one that we want and that's controlled by the Byzantine Revolt. Is indeed the only county that we want that's controlled by the Byzantine Revolt. Right. Sadly, it will on average take him several years to get us a claim there. So that's not going to go very well anytime soon unless we're really lucky. So Beroea is its own duchy, so we can't get de jure claims there. That, of course, is part of the Byzantine Empire proper, which is a bit scarier. But like if we hang around for a bit, our vassals will probably become more powerful and we can make more use of them. We have also got quite a bit of money. Let's look at what upgrades we might want to be applying. Yes, we can get ourselves some more. So a higher level of castle town will get us more money, so that's obviously a good place to start. Okay, that's used up pretty much all the spare money I had. And we've got the best possible castle town down there already, but I can just about afford some stables. Right, there we go. Oh, I can pick the amass wealth ambition. Haven't I already picked the amass wealth ambition as Queen Gethild? Like, can I repeatedly do the same ambition? That would be amusing. Yes, I've still completely failed to holy war the Najadids. It's really embarrassing. Like, I've been expecting to do it for 2 sessions now, but there's always been other opportunities. So, yes, there aren't going to be many alternatives soon. Until Sultan Farouk dies, I'm like pretty much stuck, or until I get a claim on that county there. I may just have to do the Najadids, but like I'd quite like that number a bit bigger, really. If I have 30,000 troops, I would be willing to do this. Right, thank you, Claire. That is a most entertaining fact. We have, in fact, built an iron smelter in Kate Bush's backyard. I mean, I'm somehow not at all surprised at the connection. So what am I doing now? I'm mostly waiting for my levies to recover to the point where I feel that taking on the Najadids would not be ludicrously silly. Oh, but it's feast time. Let's hold a feast while we're waiting for levies to recover and for claims to be fabricated and for me to save up enough money to get yet another point of stewardship. Who should go out and get the boar meat? Oh yes, let's send our marshal out there. So Princess Ansa is sorting out her vassals. Not quite sure how she ended up with one who wasn't Catholic, but let's be lavish with the food and invite those of my vassals who aren't at war to the feast. That's most of them who are at war, frankly. Are there any of my vassals who aren't at war? Oh, we've finished building the historical mural in Gethsemane. And we're getting better at construction there. I haven't got anything like the money to build anything else in Gethsemane yet. Let's wait for my. Let's wait to save up a bit more. Welcome to my feast. Nom 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 nom. Bishop Obeko of Montgisard. Where's Montgisard? Somewhere on the edge of the Mediterranean. Cut the throat of one of my servants when the clumsy man spilt wine over his garb. Bah. That's rude. Don't do that to my servants, even if you are a bishop. I think I'm going to stick to my standard thing of imprison people who do that. Maybe let him out when the feast's over. He has a minus 30 from being in prison. I am disappointed he doesn't appear to have a boost from the from having gone to the feast. Well, oh, so he has 116 money. I could ransom him for 25. Banishing him will be seen as tyrannical. Okay. Well, we'll ransom him for 25 gold then. Don't do it again. Right. We're getting to the point where it might be feasible to think about a holy war against the Najadids. I think I'm going to wait until I've got 500 gold. But obviously he can't do precisely the same thing again. He'd have to slit a different person's throat. But have we got any excessive amounts of stuff we can buy? I think I want to save up for the next level of improved keeps, because I'm apparently not getting that from any of the neighbours. What was that enormous list of messages? All right, what are you doing, Duchess Adelheid? Or attacking, engaged in a de jure holding war against. Oh right. So the actual Emir of Gilan, yes, I see. So presumably that means that, yeah, that the Mosque of Saone. Notice rather different architecture down here. Mosque of Saone is currently controlled by the Emirate of Gilan, and the Duchess Adelheid of Antioch would like to have it for herself. County of Oman is now Catholic. Right, she has unsurprisingly usurped that bishopric. And so now bishopric of Saone is owned by her along with everything else around there. Thank you. That kind of thing is useful because it's, I think if we're going to have 100% control, we actually need all of those individual holdings. That's nice. I have no idea what you're useful for. Oh! The Duchy of Cappadocia could be pressed. Ah. I mean, that would save having to fabricate a claim on it. And it would land us with some territory we don't want, but we could probably get rid of that again. It is, on the other hand, 20 past midnight, so I should probably not be launching into a brand new war right now. But that seems like entirely the right thing to do. Unless he's imminent danger. Oh, he's about to lose his damn revolt war. So what's probably going to happen is thus that will fold back into the Byzantine Empire, and the Byzantine Empire is still not quite at the level I want to attack, but on the other hand, he's like in 2 other wars at the moment, so maybe I could. And I should probably also go to war with the Najadids. Presumably, Cappadocia will be... Yeah, he's 7. We've got a few years during which that will be pressable. So we could probably do 1 war against the Najadids and then go for the Byzantine Empire. And that way we can conveniently grant our claimant some land in our territory, like whatever duchy we take off the Najadids. But that will be for later, I think. Kind of tempted to do this bit so that we get another front owned by someone who isn't us. I mean, owned by a vassal. I was going to wait until I had 500 money, and do I want to do that, or do I go... Do I go to war first? How long is it going to take me to get... I've only got a monthly balance of plus 20, so to get 150 is going to require... Oh, it's less than a year. Let's get that extra point of thing and get my army levies a bit better recharged, and then we'll go. Then I will stop for the night, and next time we'll go after the Najadids and then the Byzantine Empire, probably, unless something distracts me. Oh, how are you guys doing? Hijaz is going to win that war, probably. Thank you. We have tech points from Baghdad. Still not enough to get another point of improved keeps. Seb says, if I do go to Eddington, should I drop round and say hello? Yes, please do. I mean, I have no idea what anyone else will be doing, but like, I'll be around, probably. The Knights of St. John have established a new holding in the county of Tortosa. Permission was granted by the noble Count Zacharias of Tortosa. Their mighty castle will henceforth be known as Margat. The infidels should tremble. Where's Tortosa then? Actually, let's unpause while we're doing this. Right, yes, so the Knights Hospitaller have the barony of Margat. What's the betting that the Count of Tortosa just takes it off them very shortly? Not that we've seen that lots. No, we're not holding a feast this year. We had one last year. I mean, it's still summer at the moment, but... Oh, well, someone is trying to kill the Count of Tortosa, so that might distract him from trying to steal Margat from the Knights Hospitaller. Make lights flash a bit faster. Yes, I know you love feasts, but your joy from a feast lasts for 2 years. So, like, I'm not going to bother spending money on a second feast while you can still remember the previous one. Plus, you keep slitting the throats of my servants. Hold your own feasts. No, you presumably do hold your own feasts. Like, everyone at every level of the hierarchy holds a feast, at least every 2 years. Oh dear. Having a curvier body might have been fun at first, but now I've become the laughing stock of the whole court. No decent dress fits me, and every child in Jerusalem sings songs about the thunderous thighs and gigantic belly of their queen. So, something that drops Marshall by 2, or continue overeating at the expense of my health. I'm not going to drop my Marshall score by 2. Right, I have 500 money. I've fulfilled the ambition to amass wealth again. I think it's again. Which has now bumped my stewardship up to 16, which will be helpful for, well, getting more money. Right. Let's allow the autosave to happen and then declare that that is enough for the night, and that probably next time we are actually going to attack the Najadids. Like, they've only got 19,500 troops. Queen Gerhild has 23,000. The Najadids are at least technically at war. And then, yes, once we've done that, then we might go after the Byzantine Empire, against whom we should have a claim on the Duchy of Cappadocia, which is slightly helpful because it includes that county there. Nothing else we have is helpful. Right, so until next time, I think I shall say good night. Good night.